Hello, hello. This is Sandy from Lindu Designs. Tonight I have little gnome nappers and from Trinity Stamps. They're so cute. I think they're generally designed for baby cards because it says welcome gnome little one. Congratulations on your little miracle. They're really cute. Hi, Dee Ann. Since I got home 1 hour ago after driving 13 hours from Kentucky home, I figured little nappers is kind of how I feel right now, so it was appropriate for tonight. There's no preparation on this. We're just going to wing it as we go, but I figured it would be fun, so we would go ahead and do it. I don't know if we'll have time for a card, but we'll just see how we feel as we go along. So let's go ahead and stamp. And honestly, I'm not even sure that this is the right paper to color on. So this could be a disaster, but hey, I'm with friends and it could be fun, right guys? So if somebody could just comment, say hello or something so I know the comments are working, that's great. If you're watching the YouTube replay, please like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I have to move this. Let me make sure I can see comments. There we go. Thank you. Hello, hello. So glad to see you guys. It's just paper. Yes, it is. That is so true. Hey, honey. I just feel like the camera's shaking a lot. Is the camera shaking a lot for you guys? Feels like it is to me. Kind of hoping Dale could fix that for us. All right, so here we go. I went ahead and put them both on there because they're so little that I thought we could do them at the same time and it would be fun. Oh, it's not shaking? Okay, good. Hello, hello. All right, so I used Memento ink. Hi, Laura. I used Memento ink to stamp them out, and we're going to color them. So there we go. Aren't they just the stinking cutest little sleepy gnomes? I just love these. Hey, Laura. So I'm going to go ahead and just wipe off the stamp, and I'm just going to leave it on here because, you know, in case this is the wrong paper, we may have to start over. So we'll just leave it on there just in case. Better to know that than not. Hello, Cheryl. Yes, I am home safe. I got home about an hour ago. Yes, I'm very tired. But I didn't want to miss the live. So I was supposed to come home on Monday. For those who are following, I've been gone for 2 weeks. I was supposed to be home on Monday. And I went to start my car and the battery was dead. Yes, Trinity Stamp. So I had to go find a new battery and have it put in and then left this morning. Trinity Stamps. And they have dies to go with it, so it cuts them out really well. I haven't cut the dies apart yet, so it might just be coloring tonight and finishing tomorrow, but I mean Thursday. Or maybe I'll just feel spontaneous after we keep going and after we start coloring, and maybe we'll just do it all. Who knows? I usually get pretty jived when you guys pop in and hang out with me, so yeah, so I usually get pretty excited. And then I get pumped up and I haven't colored in a little while, so yeah. So we'll just roll with the flow and see how it goes. Now, for these little guys, I really, if they're new baby gnomes, Dale was crafting on my desk while I was gone, so he has left us this very nice little mess right here. So since they're baby gnomes, I want their skin tones to be like super light because, you know, they haven't been exposed to all the sunlight yet. Sorry, I know it's like earthquake for you guys. I'm sorry about that. I think my camera my camera legs touching the table. So let me see if I can go move it back a little bit so it doesn't shake every time I touch the screen. Hi, Rena. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Hold on, let me move it back just a tad. And then maybe it won't shake like that. It's been set up while I was gone, but it's been a while, so, you know. We have to figure out all the things when we get back. So, I hope we're not losing people. It seems like a few people are dropping out, or maybe it just says that. I never know on Facebook. But I think I'm going to use 13 as my darkest color tonight, which usually I use a much darker color. But tonight, we're not going to do that because I don't want this little guy to be too dark. So we're going to roll with that. And then we'll just pick colors as we go. But we definitely need a little bit of pink for cheeks and such. So I'm going to wet the paper with the E000. And I'm going to zoom in so you guys can really see this little guy. But again, this is Trinity Stamps. It'll be sitting over here, but when I zoom, you probably won't be able to see it anymore. So here we go. Oh yeah, you can still see it a little bit. We'll just turn it like that so you can see. Okay, so let's get started. Look, he even has a little diaper on. Oh my goodness. No beards though. How many gnomes have you seen with no beards? These are babies, so they can't have beards. He's even sucking his thumb. He's a brand new baby gnome. So cute. So I think what we can do is we can just do them both at the same time because this one only has like a very small part. So there's the nose, and there's actually a little eye peeking out. And then this right here is his little arms crossed in front of him. He's so cute. And I'm guessing this is like his little back, so we're going to give him a little onesie on there. So I'm not going to color that in the skin tone color because, you know. All right, so E13 is going to be next. And pardon my nails got all messed up with all the revamping we did. All right, so I hope you guys can still comment. I hope you're still here. Let's use E13 as our shadow. We're going to try to do these in pastel colors. I'm not really a pastel-y kind of gal. I like my colors to be really vibrant. But we're going to try, because these are little guys, to use more of a pastel-y color. No promises though, because you know. And this is the right paper, thank goodness. These little teeny tiny fingers. And little tiny feet. Need a little bit down here. So is everybody watching from home? Just hanging out at the house before bed? So where I was, it was an hour later than it is here. So even though it still feels like it's only 8:30, it feels like my body is still adjusted to it being 9:30. I'm gonna put a little bit like under this nose. Maybe I'll do the same here. Just at the bottom of his nose. You're in bed? Whoop whoop. That's where I'm gonna be as soon as the live is over. Nice. Nice. Hanging with Aunt Bev. Nothing's better than that. Before I go on with E11, I'm going to go ahead with R11 and put some pink in there. Just to get the base of that pink going. You can't really see his cheeks, so I'm going to give him a little bit on his nose. I think I'll put some on his nose too. I don't know why I always call the gnomes him. I mean, they could be a her. Could be a she. A girl gnome. I'm excited that we get to color mushrooms with this because I really like to color mushrooms. I don't know why, but I just really do. So I was thinking on my drive home about what I was going to do tonight when I got home on the live, and I was thinking about these gnomes, and I was like, oh, somebody asked me to show them how to do gnomes with like smaller than the ones I did for Christmas, so they could see how to do beard on a really small gnome. And then I got these out and I was getting all ready for the live, and I realized they don't have any beards. So yeah, we'll have to find some different gnomes that have little beards that we can practice on. I was like, well, that didn't work out quite as planned, but that's okay. That little guy is so cute. These little gnomes make me smile. That little eye peeking out. So cute. I'm just kind of extending out from where I put the last colors. I mean, this could be hair or it could be, but I don't know, a newborn wouldn't have that much hair, so. I'm going to use E21, and then we're going to use E00, and then we're going to be finished because we're going to keep the skin really light. We'll leave just small areas for the highlight color. I think that will be perfect. Just gonna go all the way around his little nose. And he needs a little bit on the arm. And then we're gonna switch around and we're gonna do this one too. You see that little bit of pink really makes a big difference on that other one. I may add some more pink on this one. Just because I want you to be able to see a little bit more pink. That nice, fresh baby skin. These are really cute, and they're going to be fairly quick color up because they're so tiny. There we go. This is the last color, and we're just going to blend out those little highlight areas. I'm not going to put a whole lot. I just want to get a little bit of color in there, but don't blend too much because you want to leave it as a highlight. So just kind of going over it so it won't be stark white. See? Super cute. Oh, look at Cheryl. Yay. I mean, I was trying to come up with ideas of what I wanted to do with these little guys, and I had some, but they were elaborate and my brain just couldn't do it tonight because I was driving into the sun on the way home and my head is killing me. Okay, so for the mushrooms, this part down here, I like to use the E's, like E47, 44, 43, 42. And then I want to see what does 81 look like next to 42. So we're just going to practice it up here because when we use these guys, we're going to cut them out anyway. Probably with the die cuts. Yeah, I was hoping for that. It's going to kind of take a little bit different tone. So that's what we're going to use. 47, 44, 43, 42, and 81. That's what we're going to use for mushrooms. And I'm going to do the mushrooms before I do any of the other grass or any of that stuff. Now, he's squished this mushroom right on down so he could sleep in it. So we got to get this one underneath right here is the bottom part of the mushroom. Or at least that's what I think. So we're going to make them all the same mushrooms. So underneath here is going to be pretty dark, and you can just color it in solid, or if you wanted to, you can make the lines like a mushroom has. So on this one, we're just going to do them straight. And same here. So this is the darkest color. We're just getting that shadow in that mushroom. This will go underneath like that. So kind of building it out just a little bit more. Hi, Heather. And then under here, so this one, you can see the top of the mushrooms, so you can't see the underside. Same with this one and this one. But this one shows just a little bit, so we're going to get just a little bit of that darkest color in there. And then, of course, we're going to need some in the trunk part of the mushroom. So I'm going to hold my marker upright so I can get really thin lines to start that off. Same thing here. Just want to get a few. Now the artist put some lines in here on some of them for us. Now I'm just going to add a couple of extras. You know, because I always go rogue. Hello, hello. So I'm going to put that there. And then this one, I want to kind of build my bottom on that because it's kind of opened up to the grassy area. And then under here, I want to make this all shadowy right here. Because they squish the mushroom to sleep on it. And then there's a teeny tiny little mushroom. There's another one. And then I also want to do the dots in this color. So I'm going to go around the dots of the mushroom and just kind of put in a little bit of this dark color wherever I think the darkest shadow should be. We don't want to put a whole lot because we have lots of other colors that'll help us out with that. That one's not going to have any. Right here. This marker is very juicy. Yeah, can you not hear me? Can everyone else hear me? The mic is on, for sure. If you guys can hear me, somebody let me know that you can hear me. If not, I need to make some adjustment or something. Because I'm at home and this is, sounds like I'm in a hole. Maybe I should just talk louder and more clearly. Does that help at all? Aren't you at a show? Is it loud there? There's a hair on my nib. You hear me? Okay, yeah. So, maybe it's the internet there at the show. All right, I'm going to turn this now, and we're going to do this one right here. Okay, great. Thank you, you guys. Roberta, maybe it's the area that you're at. So I'm going to follow these artist lines. add a few of my own. And then I'm also going to go along here because it's behind the mushroom. You will refresh? Okay. And I want to keep some of this dark, and definitely under here will remain pretty dark. So I don't know how many of you know about the artwork that I did for Sweet Sentiment, but I did a mushroom and I loved coloring that mushroom. I'm going to go along this ridge right here because this shows that it's the underside of the mushroom, and it doesn't have to be fancy just yet because this is just the first go round. We'll be adding more details with the next colors. I colored it in blue. Yes, I did. I love coloring that mushroom so much. I'm gonna do some really dark right up here because all of that would really be shadowing right there, and I need that to stay dark. And then I'm going to come down here on the ground and put just a little bit of shadow in here. I think that's a rock right there in front of the mushroom. And I think the rest of it is all mushroom right here. I mean, I'm not the artist of this one, so I don't technically know what the artist was thinking when they drew this one. I'm just guessing that those look like, that looks like, that's my interpretation, I guess you could say. There we go. And then we have to do the spots. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's a bummer. Okay, now this one, I like to keep the underside the darkest, but for this particular one, we also need to do where the arms are overlapping these dots. So we need a little bit at the bottom and a little bit at the top. And then these other ones will just be at the bottom. You just touch it really lightly, and that one doesn't have any spots. So technically we could make it different. Hi, Tiffany. How are you? So this is the E44, and this is the one where we're going to start extending out from where that darkest color is. We're happy to see you pop in. I hope all is well with you. Just kind of going over this real quick. I'm going to extend out just a teeny bit because I feel like it would have a little bit more. And then we're going to start making these a little bit longer. And I'm going to try to do them in between where I did it the last time. And then some shadow area where this little mushroom's overlapping the one in the back. So that works. Thank you for popping in. Do the bottom part of that one. And then same thing on this side. We're just going to extend down a little bit more. We'll probably only go one more color deep on the underside. And then we don't want any of the lighter colors on this under part of the mushroom. I think I ate too fast. I'm doing the bottom of the mushrooms first, and then we'll go around and do the circles because they're pretty fast and easy to do. We'll just save them for last. Okay, we're gonna extend out from where this darker color was. This is almost, we're only gonna go one more color underneath here as well because it's all squished down. Oh, thanks, Tiffany. That makes me feel good. I do like the colors, so, oh, let's do the dots before I forget them. So we're just gonna extend a little bit more from where we put that darkest color. Just a little bit more. It's not a whole lot, but it'll be enough that you'll be able to see it in the end results of it by adding this color as well. It doesn't look like I'm adding a whole lot, and I'm not, but I really want it in there. Okay, one more on this one. And then we have one down here. I thought there was just one more, but oops, I almost missed this one. And then we're gonna flip it around and do this one. So I'm gonna start on this area. Gonna do some lines all in different lengths so that it shows like texture. So just random areas, nothing in specific. And I think I'll come along the top of that rock just so we have a little bit of shadow there. And then this part, I'm going to turn it upside down because it'll be a little bit easier. We're going to do some more extended lines just so we get a bit more texture going on here. And I'm going to try to do them sort of in between where we put the last ones, just because it'll give it a little bit more texture and personality there. There we go. So we got that started. Look how good. I love it. How detailed it looks already. Now we have to do a little bit here. Now normally I would do some like that. And I'm going to do a few of those, but not too many. I'm going to actually just go along this area right here and kind of soften and deepen that edge. And we'll drag out from there with the next color. We also have to do these little dots right here because, you know, they gotta have some love too. All of it needs to have love. Love for these little babies. I can't help but smile when I'm coloring this and you can't even see my face. Do you ever do that when you're coloring something super cute? Do you catch yourself smiling at your paper even though nobody can see you doing it? You should, if you don't think that you do or you're not sure, think about it for the next time that you color, to think about, am I smiling? Because I bet you'll find out that you do smile when you color. Just like me. Okay, so we have 3 more colors. We have E43, E42, and E81. So 43, I'm going to skip on the dots, and we'll go to 42. Cheryl, you do too? You smile when you color? I know I do too. I sometimes can't believe I'm doing it until I realize I'm doing it, but it's funny. It just... you get so happy. The images are just happy and they make you smile. And maybe that's why it's a good therapy to do. For some people, you know, they do coloring as therapy. because it just makes you happy. This one, we want to finish off this underside with this E43 because we don't want too much highlight in there. We want just enough to give it dimension. So now we're going to do this one. These are very small little mushrooms, so you don't have to do a whole lot to them, just a little bit. But again, this one I'm not going to do these. I am gonna start pulling some of this from this direction now. Seems like with my markers, for some reason tonight, E43 is significantly lighter than I had anticipated. It's not bad, it still blends, but I really hadn't thought I was gonna get one more dose of a dark color, and I didn't. So I'm gonna try to soften this last color. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Soften that up a little bit. We're gonna do the top of the mushroom red, so if we get outside the mushroom, it's not really gonna matter because the red will cover up any of this really light brown that we're gonna put in there. So we're golden. And then we're gonna come down from here. I am still gonna skip some spots since we still have 3 colors left, but I'm definitely gonna use more than I did the last time. There we go. And then we have to do this little one. Okay. All right, so E42, I'm gonna do most of that and just leave a small area for E81 because E81 is gonna change the tone. So I only want it to change the highlight, the toned highlight area. All right, sorry, I had something stuck in my tooth. Okay, E42. I'm gonna start with E42 up here in the circles, and I'm gonna go all the way around. Of course, that's gonna be hard to leave any white space, but it's okay. If you can't, you can't. But we'll do the rest of the softening of the harsh color with the last marker. I mean, we could just leave it like this. It's cute like this, but I want to add that other tone in here, so we'll see how that goes. These are very tiny spots, so it's your choice. If it's a little bit on the challenging side for you, you can definitely just skip that part. You want to get a bit of this color in the base of the mushrooms as well. I do not stick my tongue out though when I color. Does anyone stick their tongue out when they color? I know there are some people who do. I do want to soften that one a little bit. It's crazy when I think I've been in 4 states, 4 different states today. All in one day. It's crazy, right? Okay, we have to do these little ones, and I'm not gonna I'm not gonna focus on detail of these because they're so little. I'm okay with that. Now this one is bigger because you just have a big mushroom. So you can leave some, like this one will be real easy to leave some highlight on. We just want to soften that edge and go around the bottom. So we have a little bit left on that one. Same thing with this one. This is a bigger mushroom, so a little bit easier. And again, like I said, these colors are so light that if you get it in the red area, it's not going to matter. We can fix that with the red. So this one, I'm going to come from the center part out first. And then I'm going to go from the outside in. And then up and down as well. You got to get all the areas covered. Okay, so last color is, hi Beth. Last color is going to be E81, and this one's going to change it a lot. So I'm going to start on the stems, and if it's too much for the top part, we'll go to E40 for that. But if it's perfect, we'll move on. So this is the one where I'm going to go just kind of a back and forth to add that color in. Yeah, I like that color. We're going to stick with this one. Don't want to oversaturate, because that'll blend them all together and then you won't see the variation of color. I do want to hold my marker upright though, so I don't get too wide of a line. Just kind of going over, covering any white spot area. We'll be able to see, those will stand out so much more when we get the red in here. Just want to do all of those. Kind of blend that all out. And now I'm going to flip over and I'm going to finish this one. Oh, you're so glad you got tonight. Aren't these cute? They are so cute. So now we're going to fill in any of the white space. And just kind of blend those other colors with this marker. It's lighter than all the rest of them. And it just kind of brings a different tone. So it gets that brown, but it also gets that tan beige-ish color. And I'm just going back and forth all the way across to cover any of the white area. Same thing here. Now don't go over the top of that mushroom. Same thing here. And then we're just going to do this one. Back and forth, just a back and forth motion. Because this one's bigger, you can really see that little bit of change in the color instead of just being a light brown. You know, I like to change things up, mix it up a bit. Now, I also like to do red last. So we're not going to do the red part yet. I think we're going to make this one, maybe this one a little boy and this one a little girl. Because that hat, I think, is more boy-like. I want to make the buckle completely black. So I'm going to use 100, E100. I mean, just 100, not E. Oh my goodness. And I'll make the highlight with the white gel pen when we get to it. So I'm just going to color this whole buckle in. Because I want it to be really dark, the little buckle. Now, if this is going to be our boy, then we need shades of blue for his outfit. So I think what I'll use is like a really light BG color and then a darker blue. So let's see if we went with BG 15, 13, 11. We might have to swatch this out, guys, just to make sure these colors match up. So this is, don't pay attention to that. That was from the other day. This one is BG 13. That might be dark enough. This one's BG 11. Oh yeah, that's nice. And then I think we'll put 15 back and we'll pull out BG 10. And this will keep it rather light. So we'll have a heavy shadow and then the rest of it will be super light. Now we need a color to match that because we'll have the hat and the band. So I feel like it needs to be a darker blue. Maybe we should go with, let's try this. Let's try BG 75. I don't have BG 78 because I've ordered it twice now and each time it came to me bone dry. So that's disappointing. I'm struggling with getting that marker together. Yeah, no, I'm not really liking those colors together at all. So nope, we're not going to use that one. Maybe we can use green. Maybe, because it's blue-green, so maybe we can use green. Let's use some greens that we never use very often. Not our natural green color. So let's try G46. Oh, this is going to be good. G43. Yeah, those two are going to look nice together. And then G40. And we'll use an entirely different color for grass so it doesn't blend together. So I think the hat should be in the blue and the band should be in the green. So that's what we're going to do to this little guy right here. He also has a onesie on, or at least that's what we're calling it. So we're going to use the green for the onesie and for the band around the top. So I'm just going to do this like he's wearing a little onesie and just laying on the mushroom. I don't know if that's what it's supposed to be, but that's the way I see it. I didn't look it up to see how they colored it on the site. I'm just rolling with it and doing whatever I want. Have you ever used Copic markers? That's what these are. Copic sketch markers. Beth, more details. What do you mean? I use Copic markers all the time. I don't really use much else, but I have tested many other markers, alcohol markers. But yes, I love Copics. And then the last one is 40, G40. I'm assuming maybe you meant a certain kind, like maybe Chow or the original, or maybe you were talking about like a different type of Copic other than the sketch that I use, but I'm not sure. So I'll just wait for you to respond and help me out. PG-13. I want it to be darkest under the hat. And then of course it's going to be dark underneath the ridge. Now remember, I told you I struggle a little with the really light colors. I like deep dark colors. So this is a challenge for me. And every now and then we have to challenge ourselves. I'm going to do this little fold right here. And then I'm going to do some of this underside right here. But I'm only going to do a teeny corner over here, and that's it for now. Your markers look different than mine. Mine are really old, but that probably means they last a long dang time. Mine are really old too. These are the Copic sketch markers, the oval ones, and mine are almost 20 years old. Most of them, unless I've had to replace it. But they have square ones that look like this. And this is like the Copic original, I think they call it. It's the same ink, same color, just a different marker, and it has a different nib on it. So it has a bullet nib, and it doesn't come in as many colors, but it also has a chisel nib. And then there's Chow markers, which I don't think I have any of, but they're the round ones. They're round, and their barrel holds less ink in here, but it's the same ink. It's exactly the same whether you have any of those three. They're all the same. Hey, Marianne. So this is the second color, and we're going to do around the outside with this color since we only have one more color to go. I'm going to build that over just a little bit. And then we'll come in with the last color after this. And again, around the outside, and then leave white for the last color. Look how cute that is. Hi, hi. I love these baby gnomes too. They're so cute. I can't get over them. They make me so happy. You could do them in any color. But since I was tired tonight from driving all day, and when I say all day, I mean 13 hours today. Since I drove all day today, I thought, oh, I'm tired. The baby gnomes would be great because they're sleepy too. It kind of puts us in the same boat. Now we have to move on to this one, and we're going to make this one a little girl. So we have so we can make a baby boy and a baby girl. Because, you know, why not? So for the girl, she has stripes, and then she has her cute little bottoms on. So I think we need some pale pink colors. Maybe pink and purple would be really cute. So there's a lot of light purple colors that are pretty easy to use for this. Let's see, V12. V01, V00, that might be a good one. It's V12. I'm just winging this, so you adore the one holding the glowworm. Is that what that one's supposed to be? It looks like his arms. I thought it was his arms. Okay, so V12 is this one. It's pretty good, dark enough. You never take care of your shot. You should have canceled tonight. Everyone would understand. Oh, it's okay. This one is V01. I canceled Thursday because we couldn't even get to the desk, so I didn't want to cancel again tonight. V000. No, the third one in the flower. I only have two. Look. I only have two in the set. Maybe there's a different set. Maybe you're thinking of a different set. I only have two in my set. So I have a pale purple, and then I need a pale pink. So I think I'm going to go with, I'm looking at my markers. I think, oh, what pink do I want? Let's use RB10, 21, 10, 21. These are going to jump all over the place. Let's try 23. There is another set. Okay, that makes complete sense to me. Ooh, I almost think that pink is too pink. Oh, it might be okay. That was RV 23 and 21, and this one's RV 10. Oh yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we now have our colors of pink and purple. That's why I didn't know about the glowworm. So I'm gonna do just the stripes and the little drawers in the purple. So V12 is what we're gonna start with. And we're just gonna put that down here. Get that in there. This is gonna be like a baby me with all this purple. And then we're gonna do these stripes on the hat, and then the hat will really be pink. Well, I'm gonna have to go check out that other set. Glowworm with a baby gnome with a glowworm and a flower. That sounds awesome. So that looks really light on there, but you can still see it. I mean, we're trying to go with pastel-like colors. It is a bit of a struggle for me, I'm not gonna lie. V01 is next. So second color around the outside, because we only have one color left. This one, we have to be real careful not to fill in the whole thing so we have space for the last color. And that'll make the highlight look really good. There we go. Even on these little areas, I'm going to try really hard to make sure I leave white space for the last color. There we go. Oh, I like this purple. It's so cute. Okay, so last one is V000. So this one is really super light. Why this marker cap? So I'm just gonna blend that out. Kind of with a back and forth motion to make sure I get that color in there. There we go. So now we have just enough baby purple. And now we'll do pink. This pink is going to seem really bright when we first do it. But these pastel colors will look nice against the red mushrooms. And they won't be light. They'll be dark because, you know, because I can't help myself. This almost looks like a fluorescent pink, but it's not. Just because it looks bright to me. Going here. I'm doing each side. I'm going to turn it so I can get access to it a little bit better. Hi, Alidalis. How are you? Haven't seen you in a while. Hope all is good. Then we're going to go, this one, I'm going to go a little bit around this outside, but I'm going to leave a little bit of that blank because that highlight would be there. There we go. This is going to use a lot of markers. Next one is RV21. And we're going to do around the outside and then extend a little bit further from where we put the original color. leaving white space for the last color. Notice I do it in like really quick, rapid brush strokes because I don't want it to be methodical. I don't want to be thinking about it. I just want to leave like little brush strokes in there. It'll help with the blend. I want that to be a little bit darker because the little hat's overlapping. So it needs to have a little bit more on there. I'll just go around the outside of that one. Again, around the outside, and then a little bit further than where I put that other color. And then the last one is going to be RV10, which is a super light pink. So it'll look really nice with this one. So I'm going to do that one in kind of a back and forth motion, kind of following the pattern of the hat, so I don't color the nose like that. You don't want to press. This is an extremely light touch because the harder you press, the more ink's going to come out, and we want to keep that highlight. We don't want to wash it out. So we're just barely touching the paper to keep that like really pretty tone. You're struggling with your dog? Most definitely enjoyed tonight's live. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope your puppy's okay. All right, good night. I'll be following you shortly. Okay, so for the grass, I'm going to use YG 67, 63, and 61. Because I want to keep it more of a darker tone. So I'm going to go around the bottoms of the mushrooms when there is a bottom of the mushroom. This one doesn't have one, so I'm just going to kind of go, when I see a grass like this, I'm just going to put a little bitty line in it, just because I want to show this dark color, but I don't want to dominate the dark. We want to kind of draw some grass in there. I'm going to go around the mushroom like I talked about a minute ago. So there'll be some shadow in there. Just put a little bit. The next two colors will fill that in a bit more. Over here, we have leaves and grass. We're going to do all of that the same color, but the stone we're not. So this is like a leaf or grass or something. And then this one. And then these actually have detail in them, so I'm just going to kind of go along that detail and emphasize it. I'm not going to go around the outside on that one yet. These are really small areas, so we don't need a whole lot of these colors, but these are stones as well. And that's probably a stone. So around the stones and the mushroom, I'm going to get this color a little bit darker. I'm going to add a few, like just a few lines in there. I think we're going to do the same thing here. We'll build this out just a little bit more because we've got this mushroom hanging out in the middle, like all by itself. So I'm just adding a little bit of this darker color in here because the further out we go, the lighter it's going to be. So I only need the accent, little small accent spots in there. I think we'll add a little bit more here too. And then the lighter we get, the further down we'll go. Oh, I almost forgot to put a little bit underneath this mushroom. We definitely need that there. All right, so now the second color is YG63. And since I'm over here, I might as well work on this one. So I'm going to do it in like long, undefined brush strokes. So just kind of brushing it out sort of in the same area that I put the last color. And then I'm also going to blend along that line that I put in there. That was the dark line. So it kind of lightens that up just a little bit. This one back here is really dark because it's all shadowed in there. We're going to leave some place for the last color. So for these leaves, I'm just going to do around the base of each leaf, leaving the top part for the highlight color. And this is not going to be real dominating. It's going to be very light and pastel-y and pretty. It's not going to be real harsh. This green is going to stay lighter. Is my voice monotone? Is it making you guys want to fall asleep? I kind of feel that way, so I was afraid I went a little too far on that one, so we'll just build that out. Never a mistake, just keep going. It's only paper. We'll blend out with the next color, so no worries. And we don't have to make it even. We can leave it like this. It doesn't have to be like a straight line. Hi Taz. The last color is YG61. It's very, very light. So we're going to use that as our filler. So first I'm going to go from the outside of the leaves and color down, and the reason that I do that is so I don't pull that really dark color into the highlight areas, but I will do it for the grass here. So just going to keep extending out. This is a very light color, so we're kind of mixing the colors together, but don't wash it out so much that you lose your texture. If you do, you can always go back in with the color again and deepen that. But that's pretty much all you need. It doesn't have to be really detailed, so don't focus too much on it. Your focus is right here. This is just a little bit of accent to make it that much cuter, but it's not really part of the design. I want your eye to be drawn to the baby, not to the background. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time making that all fancy. This is not the focal point. So you definitely want to spend a little bit of time on the focal point, a little bit more time on the focal point, and then the background, not so much. It's not the main point of, there you go, of the whole image. Okay, so it looks like all we have left now are stones, and these stones right here, and then the mushroom toppers. So we're almost there. So for the stones, I'm going to use W's, and I'm going to go deep. I'm going to go all the way to W6, and then 4, and then 2. And I think I'm going to throw this E81 in there as well. So W6 is first, and I'm going to put this side is going to be my shadow side. So none on that side. A little bit of a line here, and I'm going to emphasize these little cracks and stuff that the artist put in there, and I'm going to add one more right there. And then again on the same side, where the shadow is going to be, the crack, same side on this one, the little cracks. There's only stones on this side, so we don't have to worry too much about that. W4, that's the one that I'm going to do like the bottom part, and then I'm going to blend out the side areas so they remain a little bit darker than the rest of it. And then a little bit darker on the underside. W2 is last, and that's the one where I'm going to start spreading into this other area, but I am going to leave white areas because I want to use that E81 to change the tone of the rocks. So here's E81. This is the same one we used as the last color for our browns, but this time we're going to go over the whole entire rock with it. And there we go. Cute little rocks. So darn cute. I love these baby gnomes, and they're so easy to do. Now, I feel like if we have more of a pink red for the tops of our mushrooms, it will, I think it'll be more in line with these pastel colors. So I'm just going to roll this time with the whole R30 numbers because they're a little bit more on the pink side. So 39, 37, 35, 32 if we need it. So we're going to use 39 as our darkest color. So I'm going to start with this edge of this one. And then I'm going to flip it around and I'm going to do the underside coming up here. But I'm not going to do the top just yet. This one, because the little gnome is laying on it, we got to do under the arms. And then we're not going to go down the sides. We're going to do this edge right here. Remember when we put the darkest brown in there? This is just going to enhance that really dark edge of the mushroom so you can see that it folds over. And then we're also going to do right here, just around the edge, to show that's curved. And then we're going to move to this one. And there's several of these, and we're going to do them all the same. So this one that's up against the baby gnome, it should have some dark shadow under it. So we're just going to put that all under baby girl gnome. I mean, these could be boys or girls. I just made this one a girl. I'm going to do just the edge of that. And then right here where this mushroom overlaps, need a little bit there. Now, normally I wouldn't do a whole lot around the edge because it's sunken in there. But the artist has these lines in there, and I feel like we need to accentuate that because her intent was that there were folds around the edge of this particular one. So I'm not going to go all the way along the bottom so much, but I am going to do each one of these artist lines that they put in there. And then I'm going to go out a little bit from there. So it looks like there's a bit of a fold. And this artist actually gave you all of those hints already. So all you have to do is follow what they put in there. It's nice when they do that, huh? And then this one along the bottom, just up the side a little bit. And then along this edge. Same thing here. This one's by the little baby gnome's hat. So we're going to go up just a little bit and then we're going to stop. This one's going to be along the bottom. I'm going to put a little bit on this side because that mushroom is overlapping this mushroom. None on the top on the little baby mushroom or this one because nothing is overlapping this. If you wanted, you could add a little bit of this really dark right underneath where you put the darkest brown, and it'll enhance that that depth right there as well. I usually do that, but you do not have to do it if you don't want to. That is just an extra enhanced thing that I like to do. So a little bit under these where I put the darkest color. Then this one's the same way, if you couldn't see when I did the other one. Up the side just a little bit. Then up close to the base up the side just a little bit. And then along this cap area right here. None on the top because nothing's overlapping it. This one has a little bit of this one's shadowing it. Right there, this one's shadowing this one, so we're going to put a little bit on this side. There we go. So now we have our darkest color in there. Now we have to go back because I didn't do the undersides of these all the way around. So I'm just going to add a bit of that on some of these. Not all of them, it's not necessary, but you can if you want. I just want to get some of that red color in there underneath those darkest areas. All right, so the next one is R37. Oops. And I'm going to go back to this one. Now this little mushroom is definitely under here, so we're not going to have a whole lot of highlight on this one. So for this particular one, I'm going to go ahead and go all the way around now, extending out a little bit further from where I put the last color. And I'm just going to go down. We're going to have a little bit of a highlight right there on the lip of it. This one I need to extend out our shadow a little bit from where our gnome is laying. Come up the mushroom a little bit. Same thing here. Just want to extend that up a little bit. Kind of the same thing we did, but in the opposite direction this time. The same thing we did with the brown. And then we need to come out just a little bit from here as well. Start building in that depth right there. Then this will do the same thing with all of these. So I'm going to whip through this a little bit because it's the same thing I just said with the other one. If I see anything that varies, I will point it out. But for now, I'm just going to try to do it real quick. So underside, extend out from where you put the last color. So tell me, did I monotonely put you guys to sleep? Or are you still with me? I'm still not going to go all the way around. I still want to leave for more highlight. This one, we want to extend those lines. Like that one will go all the way up now. This one. Notice I did not go around the bottom of the circles this time. We'll do that later. Just extending up a little bit more. Hi, Darlene. Happy to see you pop in. We're doing some of the cutest little baby gnomes ever. Okay, so next color is going to be R35, and then we're going to use a little bit of 32 for the highlight. So this is R35. This one, I'm going to go back and forth. It's just a small area. I'm going to work this little transition spot right there so that the highlight looks nice and smooth. you're at a Harley owners group meeting, but you wanted to say hi. Yay, thank you. Hi. This will be on the site so you can always watch the replay. Now this color I'm going to go around. This is the one where I'm going to start going around the circles. So I can just leave some small highlight areas that will blend out with the last color. And we'll make something out of these tomorrow. I have this really cool shaker stuff from Trinity Stamps, and I want to use it, but I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't figure it out tonight. So, I mean, not fast. So I need to look at it and play with it a little bit so I don't fumble through it and confuse you guys. But I'm hoping to use that tomorrow night. I mean, Thursday night. So when we come back, we'll use these gnomes and we'll make cards out of them. And maybe we'll color a little something else. So I'm going around the outside, around the dots. We'll blend through with the last color. You can turn that fan off on me now, please. This area, I'm going to blend that out just a little bit because it's a very shadowed area. But over here, I'm going to leave small little white spots so we can show some highlight there with the last color. Oh, this is coming out so nicely. This almost looks like, instead of a mushroom, it almost looks like a little pie. Like we just put the gnome on a pie. It's super cute, but it looks like a pie. That one looks like a pie to me. Maybe it is. Maybe it's a little cupcake gnome. I mean, you could make it that way if you wanted. That's the cool thing about stamps. You can make them anything that you want. Wherever your imagination takes you. Mine takes me all kinds of places. All right, last color, and then we just need the white gel pen, and we are finito for tonight. R32 is the last one, and I'm gonna actually run R32 right here. My nib looks a little funny. I wanted to make sure it was working. I'm gonna rub this across here because there's a lot of colorless blender in this solution, so it will lighten that area. It's a little bit hard for you to see that on camera, but it really is blending that out. So we have to work the little transition spots a little bit. Okay, work this one a little bit more. I don't know why it feels like this marker is dry, but it's not. I need to check the weight on this marker. This is why pastels drive me crazy. They're so light that it feels like the marker's not coloring anything when I know that it is. You want to make sure that you don't blend too far so that you wash out that darker color. But I think that one looks really nice. It's a lot better, and let me see if I can hold it up a little bit. Can you see? You can see it a little better up close. Really see the highlight on that. When we add the white gel pen, it'll do the rest of the work for us. remember, these get a lot more light. That's why we're using a lot more of this R32. They should remain pretty light up there on the top because they don't have anything shadowing them. And we don't want to do this and leave it like this because it's not blended out. So we have to kind of work the blend just a little bit. And just give it a second, it'll do it all by itself. This one I want a little bit of highlight here, but definitely not up there. Go on these little parts. Trying not to touch those circles. But it's harder to do the red first and then try not to touch the red. So I like to do the red last, if at all possible. One more. And then we'll grab our white gel pen. There we go. We have some baby gnomes going on. I want to weigh this marker. Well, 13.9. It still has lots of ink. White gel pen, where are you? I found it. Okay, so we said we needed to put a little bit of highlight on this where I put this complete black little buckle. I'm going to put a little bit up here. It'll be hard for you to see on camera, but it's there. I want to put a little bit along some of this area of the mushroom because I think it'll really enhance that like shape of the mushroom. And same with this one. So look at how much more that makes that stand out. Just putting that little bit of white. And when we die cut them and use them tomorrow, they're really going to stand out. I'm going to do just a teeny bit on the nose too. We just want a little shiny nose. Again, we're going to follow the same exact like patterns that we did on the other mushrooms since these are the same kind of mushrooms. This one is kind of flat, so I'm not really going to put anything on that one. This one I'll put it a little bit at the top. Same there. But nothing down here because it's flat. These are all curved and in motion, so that's why we're adding just a little bit. Not that one, but this one. And then if you want, you can also add just a little bit in some of these dots to emphasize the highlight on the tops of the mushrooms. So you'd put the highlight wherever you have the lightest color. So it just lightens that up just even a little bit more. Some of the areas are really super small, so it's not really going to matter. I'm also going to add a little bit along these to stay with that same theory we did on the other ones. I feel pretty good about that. I think it needs just a little bit more on this one, maybe. And then I want to make sure I put a few on here. So like this one. Just really lightly. That's all I want on there. Now, I'm going to hold them up close, so get ready so you can really see some detail. You ready? Hopefully you can see the white gel pen on there. It'll make it stand out a bit. Isn't that cute? This is the other one. Super, super cute. Tomorrow, we will make some cards out of these. I hope you will try these types of little tiny images. Like this one is from Trinity Stamps because they're tiny, they're easy to work with. They go by super fast. So sometimes people who don't like to, Thursday. People who don't like to do a whole lot of coloring, they just like to do small amounts of coloring. These are just perfect. I mean, we did 2, but if you just did 1, you could whip through that pretty darn quick. I mean, so cute. So it's these 2 babies. We'll make cool cards on Thursday. I'll upload this to YouTube, so if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. I really appreciate you guys joining me tonight. I'm sorry it was a little bit monotone, and my nails look terrible because I broke them all while I was doing the revamping. So I have to go do that. And now I have to go get some sleep because I'm super, super tired. But I really appreciate you guys joining me tonight. I hope you like these cutesy little gnomes. And we'll come back and do more with them on Thursday. And maybe even find something to add to it. So thanks for joining me. And I will see you on Thursday at 8:30 Central Time. Good night. Have a good evening.